All right, what up, my tubers? We're back for some more drafting here on Arena. We're going to switch things up. This is a best of 3 draft this time, so unranked, but more like quote-unquote real Magic, as there is no hand smoother, and it is a best of 3 match, as opposed to just an individual game that determines the whole thing. So in these best of 3, you only play up to 3 matches, instead of, up to, total of 3 matches, regardless of win or losses, as opposed to best of 1 where you can play up to 9, first to 7 wins or 3 losses. Anyways, jumping right in, we opened a Owl of the Dawn Sky, and we are going to take the Dragon. Not much else to say there. Get past maybe a Season of Renewal, Bamboo Grove Archer. I don't know how the best of 3 queues are. I generally think they tend to be softer than the best of 1 queues, because in best of 1 at least it tries to pair you with similar ranks and records. But in best of 3 you can technically just play anybody. So I think it is easier to have a better win rate in best of 3 if you are a good player than it is in best of 1, because of how it is set up. Anyways, let's take the season here. Not really passing too much else, and we always want to end up with at least 1 season in our decks. Just make sure we get it now. Got past a Teachings of the Kirin. I hate this card. I've said it tons and tons of times on stream, especially, but even in some of these recorded YouTube videos. Now, that doesn't mean I think the card is bad, because the card is definitely powerful enough, especially for 2 mana. I am just not a fan of it, but I will take it. It is, I think, certainly a good sign to see this 3rd pick. Powerful enough, and we're not losing anything of true value. Naomi here's fine, Preserver's fine, Haven's good, but I will still take it even if I dislike it. And just now take a very easy Bamboo Grove Archer. Really happy taking this card in any green deck. It just does way too much work. I bet you this is probably better in best of 1 than it is in best of 3, but I think I still take it here. Best of 1, you can always just die to a random aggro curve out, and the Archer is just a really good defensive card versus those, but I'm sure it's good enough here in best of 3. I don't think there's a huge difference. As we find a Shrine Steward and a Jukai Preserver here for pick 5. Could probably just take the Preserver if we want to. Just keep cutting off green for now. I know at the end of the draft I'm going to have a few targets for the Steward, but I think for now signaling that green is maybe more cut off is more important. Virus Beetle, Invigorating Hot Spring, Swiftwater Cliffs. Could definitely take the Hot Springs here. I don't love the card, but if red-green modify is open, maybe that's the best place to be. I bet you in best of 3 it's also a lot more important to focus on the open signaling, the colors, and of course you do want to take sideboard cards. I think the highest upside play is still just taking the Cliffs, but the Beetle and the Spring are interesting choices as well. Wow. Pretty good 7th pick. The March of Reckless Joy isn't like some crazy bomb or anything, but it's just a good value card. Thornwood Falls, excellent. Kami's Flare, pretty good for a 7th pick. Specialist, also not too bad. I think, again, I just take the land here. This one's a little bit closer. Had I taken the Hot Springs, one of these red cards would be a little bit more interesting. But I think at the end of the day that this is still correct. As weird as it seems. Not too much going here. Sling and Samurai or whatever. I'll just continue to take the lands. I'll say it again. I don't think these are bad pickups at all. I think they're actually really, really good pickups that keep us super open. And there are so many good splashable cards in this format that I like this strategy. 3 of our lands produce blue, though. And I don't know if blue has been particularly open from the front seat. As we get, Sentinel. Could definitely be building a Sentinel deck. And when I say Sentinel deck, I mean like a super grindy deck that wants to reshuffle multiple cards later in the game. Not necessarily trying to deck the opponent, but outvaluing them for sure. This especially becomes effective if you have ways to shuffle your library. So terrariums, tanukis, that type of thing. Right? You can put cards that you've cast or that have died earlier on the bottom of your library, and then if you have a way to shuffle it afterwards, right, get some value back. Maybe take a little card draw action here, potentially. I don't think there was really any white card that we saw after first picking the dragon. Kind of unfortunate. Lots of unnecessaries here. Kind of a weak first pack overall, but that's okay. We did get a decent number of playables. Like, I don't ever see us playing Mech Hanger, but maybe Reckoner Showdown is, or Shakedown is something. I mean, the explosive entry on the wheel too. Opened and Invoke the Winds. Don't think that's what we want. I think Imperial Oath is probably just better by a lot. And the nice thing is this one's splashable, so even if I don't end up in white as one of my main colors, the Oath is still going to get value. Seems like an easy choice. Get past a couple of decent cards. The Green Shrine is playable here. Another Kami Flare. Grafted Growth is fine. I guess we're okay taking the Green Shrine instead of taking like the Grafted Growth. It's a solid enough 2-drop, and if I pick up any other shrines, then it's obviously going to get more value. Keeps us solidly in green, if nothing else. So cards that maybe you don't want to main deck in this format, but are really good sideboard cards, are things like Lucky Offering, right? Not all of the decks are going to have a ton of artifacts that you want to blow up, but versus an artifact deck, it's just one of the best removal spells you can have. Invoke Despair now. I am a little bit tempted to take that and try to get some Grafted Growths. It's pretty awkward to take. Don't get me wrong, quad black is strange, but if I'm not taking the Despair, I'm going to take the Emergence or the Puzzle Maker, I think. And I'm kind of interested in trying to have a little fun here. Get past a Sulphus Samurai, Repel the Vile, Sunblade Samurai, and one of those Grafted Growths that we're definitely going to want to choose to pick up later on. I think removal might be better here, though. I think taking Repel makes a lot of sense. There's a blue shrine now if we want to take that, although I guess just a second Imperial Oath has got to be much better, right? I like how I've taken majority green-white cards, and my lands don't really line up like that, but yeah, Oath is an easy choice over the shrine, even though I already have the green shrine. I mean, drafting best of 3, best of 1, there's not really too much difference. But there are subtle differences that you do have to pay attention to. Right now, our card quality is through the roof. 2 Oath, Dragon, Season, couple other rares. That's the 3rd Beetle we've seen, but I don't think that's like a huge signal or anything. Have the choices of Terrarium versus another Preserver here, and I'm going to take the Terrarium this time. Just keeps us open to playing so many different cards. Another Kami Flare here, but we're not going to take that. Like I said, those removal spells are... I mean, I could have like 3 or 4 Kami Flare right now, but I don't think those are actively that great. So we do have the choice between the Lucky Offering or a couple of main deck cards. I mean, we'll play the Cultivation and we'll probably end up running Skyscraper. I think given what we already have, we don't need the win con. But if I didn't have Double Oath and the Dragon, the Owl right now, I'd probably take the Skyscraper, but let's take the ramp for now. Shrine Steward, pretty easy. We only have that one green shrine to go grab right now, but like I said, it's not going to be too hard to find like a one of Tamiyo's Completion or Intercessor's Arrest. And all of a sudden that has a couple of targets to make it worthwhile. Always like to play one Safekeeping in my green decks. Card is just really efficient at what it does. And now the last few cards in the packs, probably not going to make too much difference. Hopefully we can wheel one of the Grafted Growth. We saw two in this pack. Would be another target for the Shrine Steward, for example. That might be playable in our deck. We actually have quite a few ways to give a counter already. Preserver, Shrine, Teachings, Terrarium. That's 4 different ways to give a counter for the puppet. Looks like right now the Invoke Despair is probably not going to make the cut. We didn't... This was one of the packs that had the Grafted Growth in it, I remember, with the Malfunction, so... Leech Gauntlet, pretty late. Sad, really. I have all this good fixing, but... nothing to fix with it. So right now we're kind of just like green-white stuff. Might not even be running the Sentinel. Okay, pack 3, what do we got here? Pretty darn bad. We're gonna first pick another Repel the Vile. I mean, this pack's just not very good in general for us. There's like an Embrace, Modern Age, a couple of other playables, but nothing we're super happy here with. Dang. Okay, another Repel it is. Past a Brilliant Restoration. That is not gonna make the cut here. It's not unplayable, but I think we'd rather much just have the Fade into Antiquity or the Blossoming Sands, and I'm actually a little bit short on playables. So I think we need to take the Fade. Well, the smart pick here would be Tanuki. The fun pick is clearly going to be the Kami War. And even though I do have a lot of non-basics, they're actually really bad because only one of them produces our main color. These are all double off-color, quote-unquote, fixers, but we're going to take it, we're going to have some fun, and we're going to look for every single piece of fixing that we can get at this point, so... playable count... a little bit low, perhaps. I'm debating if I want to take the Lucky Offering here over a second Thornwood Falls. That's brutal. This is not even a good Kami War start. No network terminals, no grafted growths, they all got eaten up. Yeah, I think this is a Lucky Offering for the sideboard. There's a Grafted Growth now, okay. Now remember, Grafted Growth does not double fix for Kami War, because it adds 2 of one color, and not 2 of any colors. 6-pick Tanuki here, a fantastic pickup. Okay, now we have double Grafted Growth. Now we're feeling a lot more confident, I think, but our land situation is still kind of awkward. That means I can splash basically any playable card, except for maybe the Invoke with the quad black. But I mean, I've already come this far, like, why not have a little fun here? Don't try this at home. This is for the funsies and not because it's correct. I definitely don't have enough fixing to make this viable. / correct. How to derail my drafts in one fell swoop. So removal situation actually doesn't look too bad though, right? 2 repels, the Fade into Antiquity, the LOL Invoke Despair. Nothing playable here. Azusa's Many Journeys. I guess we'll play that. Probably replaces what, our Puppet? I think that makes sense. A second Shrine Steward would have actually been really fantastic. Oh, Commune with Spirits is also good here. Thundersteel Colossus. Don't think we're gonna need that. I mean, I don't think this deck is bad. It's just that we're stretching the mana base pretty heavily to try to play this Kami War. Like I said, any of these non-green-white baseline lands are just so bad in the deck, though, because, like, this is a black and a red source, right, for Bloodfell Caves, for example, but it's not black and red for Kami War. It's one or the other. Now, I'm still going to run all of these lands for that purpose, for the Kami War, but this is a bit of a stretch, certainly. Can probably cut one of these cultivations, I would think. Oh, actually, no. We want all of our ramp, don't we? We want to just be able to cast our big drops early. No white land really sucks. I guess it's okay to cut one cultivation. We have 2 grafted growth after all. Alright, let's figure this baby out. Get like 4 plain. We actually don't need that many white sources, funny enough. Maybe 5 tops. We only need 1 island. We actually only need 1 swamp, but I guess running 2 makes sense. That way with the 2 swamps and the grafted growth, perhaps. 1 mountain, and then we basically need mono for it. We need at least, what, 7 or 8 forests. Alright, well that means I need to go down on swamp, down on plain. I think I can get away with 3 plains. Maybe even 2. The only thing that requires more than 1 plains is the owl here. Yeah. And with the double grafted growth, that should be good enough. Looks good, I mean... It's a little bit funny, but... Let's give it a shot. Alright, again, this is best of 3. So you play all 3 games no matter what happens. You could even go 0-3, technically. So there's no, 3 losses and you're out. Well, it is, but you only play 3 games total. I would actually... Oh, you know what? I was going to say matchmaking for best of 3 is probably faster because it doesn't have to pair you versus people with similar record and rank. But there are, I would imagine, far fewer people playing best of 3 than best of 1. Okay. Let's have some fun. GLHF. Oh man, we actually get to choose to be on the play versus the draw too. Forgot about that. And looks great. Because in best of one, if you win the die roll, you're just automatically put on the play, right? Real magic at its finest. Here we are. Opponent plays a Simian Sling turn 1. Alright, let's go ahead and play out the Archer. If I had drawn a land that turn, I'd probably go turn 2 Azuzas, so that I could go turn 3 Preserver, but if they're playing a red deck, we just want to stop any early bleeding. Our deck wants to go to a long game. Whoa, the War Paint. That is a card I might have never seen in best of 1, and now we're seeing it in best of 3 here. Kind of interesting. Okay, well, let's have some fun. Let's suit up our Grove Archer. And we're just gonna pass. That way I can hold up safekeeping here. Getting the Azusa online doesn't really do much. This is already a very strange game. Versus an aggro deck. What do we want to bring in, if anything? Could bring in the Malicious Malfunction versus aggro. Just plan to cast it off of a Grafted Growth. And this is not a slight on this opponent or whatever, but as I've mentioned before, best of 3, you can play against anybody. They might be a very new player, right? Whereas in best of 1, I'm more likely to play against people that are similar in, at least rank, maybe not, you know. We are already 4 towards Kamigawa. Go ahead and preserve, make a 4/4. Red, white. I guess, though, as you continue to win games in this format, in best of 3, you're more likely to play better opponents, right? Because if it still tries to match you versus people that are like 1-0 and 2-0, at that point you're probably starting to play versus higher average skill. But like I said, the opponent's done nothing to make us think otherwise. It's just I don't often see Aki Warpaint. That's a pretty good draw. Yeah, I don't think I need to hold up protection then. Could even offer the attack first if we wanted to, but let's go ahead and just slam the Oath and pass. Well, there's our red source. It's probably just better to... Well, actually, the seasons of teachings, rather, of the Kirin are worth keeping because we have the Season of Renewal. We'll keep the Tanuki on top first, though, since we can cast it off the Bamboo Grove Archer. But going back to my point earlier, especially if you like, so I use the 17 lands tracker to keep track of my, you know, records and whatnot on best of 1, and the top players in best of 1 have like a 65% win rate, especially over a large number of matches played. But if you look at best of 3 on the 17 lands tracker, the top players have like 70-80% win rate, which is absurdly high. You think about the old days when they had like draft events and whatnot and pro tours, the best players were only winning like 65%. So pretty interesting to note that, again, I'm not saying that the best of 3 is necessarily softer than best of 1, but because of the way that Arena pairs and the way that it doesn't incentivize rank, or rather it doesn't incentivize best of 3. I don't know. Maybe I'm harping on a point too much, but anyway. Let's get back to our game. Our attack's not great. Let's go ahead and just play out the 6-5. But like here, they're going to need to do something pretty bomby, because I feel like already we cannot lose this game. Captain's good. That only allows their warriors and samurai to attack reasonably. But it's a good card. I mean, if they just... Well, I guess I have the Grove Archer. I was going to say, if they just play like Befriending the Moths or something... Oh, see, if they attack with a Brute Suit here, it doesn't get pumped. But yeah, if they play like a Befriending the Moths and kill my Grove Archer and I'm tapped out of safekeeping, then they can do some work. Okay. Well, I will eat that. And I will eat that. And I will trade a 2/2 for that. So I'm going to take 5 damage, 1 from the sling and 4 from the brute suit. Okay. Let's hit him back for 14, why don't we? Milled my invoke. How good is it to see a quad card there? Alright, oh, they hit their double white. Maybe they have farewell. That is not a farewell, alright. Are they dead on board? They go block, block, and die. Yes. There was some discussion going on recently about needing or hoping that Wizards gives more incentive to placing high on the ladder. Okay, well. Okay. We might just want like a 2/4 or like a 1/3 versus them so we don't die early, and it looks like that Lucky Offering is going to be decent enough. I have multiple targets for that as well already. No need to lose a game to having an uncastable card. Yeah. Not much to say. Hopefully we get to at least just cast our Kami War, if nothing else. This is the kind of hand that I'm gonna keep, and I could lose. We have all 5 colors. We have Kami War cast. We just have a lot of mana. Okay, well, that was a good draw on turn 2. That's the only time you really want the teachings of the Kirin. Sentinel would have been nice. Good blocker. So what we want to do here is, I guess we want to play the second forest and put the growth on the second forest. It's a good draw. Ooh. Well. Okay. I'll take 4. Dragon. We're gonna leave the 3/3 back in case they have like an arrest. Although, wait. We know they don't have an arrest, right? They played Shrine Steward last game. And they only had, what, the Aki Warpaint? Did they have a second Aura in their deck? I don't think they do. I mean, I guess this plays around them having a Repel the Vial or something, but... Kinda dig trading here. Make a 5/5 and a 4/4. Yeah, let's just do that. Let's kill him in a couple turns here. Ooh! Come on. You can't just do that. Or I guess you can, because I just did. I say 4/4 because when the Kirin attacks... Actually, I guess when they don't have a board, I'd rather make a 1/1. Well, I got my wish. We got to cast the Kami War. So we have lethal with the Preserver. Oh no, not like this. Okay. All right, good game. 1-0. Let's win 2 more, I guess. Another thing about best of 3, it is more akin to a real draft because of the nature of only playing up to 3 matches, right? So this is like playing your normal Friday Night Magic draft or something. All right, round 2 fight. Let's go. Looks like we lost the die roll. I'm gonna keep it. That is black, blue, green, white, and red. Wait, does that actually work out? Because of the overlap, it might not, huh? Yeah, that doesn't work. I still need another land. That's fine, though. Or that, hey. Turns out turn 2 Grove Archer is still just as good in best of 3 as it is in best of 1. Network Terminal. Okay. Nice, alright. So Redundant Forest, we can throw the Grafted Growth on that one. We're set up for a nice little turn 5 Kami War here. Okay, this opponent has some good cards. One good card. We are gonna snap repel that. Obviously doing that before they can draw the cards. You know what I might want to do? Cameo Safekeeping is enchantment. I might actually want to wait a turn to play the Kami War. To be able to hold up Safekeeping on it. In case they have like a Fade into Antiquity, you know? Gloom Shrieker. Well, that exiled my... Or we exiled their... Slightly annoying. As I was saying, we exiled their... Behold, so they don't get that back. Oh, that's actually pretty good. Shoot, why didn't I... I messed up. I should have discarded the Grafted Growth instead of the island. Whoopsies. Oh, actually, that was really bad, wasn't it? In fact, now I'm actually just gonna pass and discard this other Grafted Growth. I messed up there for sure. Should have discarded the Grafted Growth and then just slammed the Kami War on the Long Reach of Night last turn. That could end up costing me. Yeah, it's gonna cost me dearly. Because now if I draw, like, another forest... shoot, that was really bad. Okay. Oh, that was so bad. I specifically have to draw a blue, black, or red source to be able to cast the Kami War now. Alright, better lucky than good. They discarded a Bearer of Memory to their terminal. A lot of merit to just killing their terminal potentially next turn with the war. They play out a turtle, sure. One unknown card in their hand. Yeah, I like killing the terminal. That also stops their looting. Now, we don't mind if they destroy the Kami War since we have the Season of Renewal. It's the exile of it that we don't want to see. Okay, that's fine. We can bounce the turtle next turn. We're gonna have to pay ward of 4? This could have all been prevented, though, if I had just made that play a turn earlier. Okay. We'll pay the 4. They discarded the Gloom Shrieker. Wow, that's crazy. I guess they can return the Gloom Shrieker with their turtle. This is super awkward. This is heavily telegraphing what I have in my hand, but I don't think I'm going to pay for the shrine. Yep. Now they can Gloom Shrieker return their turtle to their hand, but our Kamigawa is going to flip now. And that's the most important thing. So one unknown card in their hand. Feeling good, looking good though. Okay, equip's good. I will double block if they attack. Certainly. Sure, I'll trade my 1/1 for their Animus. Goodbye, me. The Nuki, that was another fantastic draw step. Alright. Okay, Okagachi. Let's see if we get to attack with it. Again, heavily telegraphing that I have safekeeping in my hand, so pretty darn awkward for them. So they're going to make it a 1/1 base. That's fine. You know what? Have I not been giving the Awakened Awareness enough love as a removal spell? Maybe. The thing is, the 1/1 Okagachi is still good if they're not playing Turtle to block, you know? Like, it still has the ability. So I'm gonna get Shrine, Grafted Growth, or Repel back to my hand. Okay. I will double block if you attack. It's actively good for us to get rid of their Gloom Shrieker in case they have like Geothermal Kami's or whatever. Ways to bounce it. And now we just right-click attack with both. Get him for at least 3 here in the air. And then, of course, probably 6 on the ground. And I'll just put this on our trampler. And that should do her. They're going to play out their turtle, hard cast. We're going to Season of Renewal back our Grove Archer. And that should probably prompt a scoop pretty quickly. Actually, if I attack, they have to return... Okay, this is insane. They have to return either my Season of Renewal or my Repel the Vial. One, two, three, four, five, and 2. Have to chump and then go to 1 life. Seems good to me. Even as a 1/1, the Kami Ward doing business, baby. Pretty much nothing they can have in those colors that's going to stabilize here. Even if they have their own Season of Renewal, it's a little bit too late, huh? You know, this is the one game we probably would have been able to cast that Invoke. I don't know what they're planning here. They have to get rid of both of these. Maybe they're just trying to get more information. If they play the Long Reach at Night, we just discard the Shrine, though. Alright, OP, pick them up. Combat. Thank you. Alright, blue-green with a splash for the Gloom Shrieker. Doesn't look like the Lucky Offering wants to come in. I don't have a good way to disrupt their combo, sadly, do I? I guess exiling... We could bring in... this exile might not be the worst. Oh, you know what? Do we want to bring in Reckoner? That card's really bad. Yeah, I think we're just going to bring in the Debt to the Kami. Doesn't look like we actually need what? Yeah, we didn't see all that much from them. I guess we saw the Behold. Yeah, we'll just shave a Commune. Oh, we can shave the Azuzas. Seems fine. Debt can also hit their Behold, so I think that makes a lot of sense. Yeah, my sideboard options aren't very good. Okay, hand looks pretty good. Hey, turn 2 Teachings. That's exactly when we want it. Turn 2 Teachings, turn 3 Grafted Growth. 10 can do some stuff. Opponent's missing their green right now. The most unfortunate thing would be to mill our Sentinel and our Seasons of Renewal. Because then besides flipped Kamigawa, I don't think we have a way to bring that stuff back. What do we mill? 2 lands and an oath? Okay, not the best, not the worst. They discarded a fish. I guess they're... Oh no, they were splashing black last game, right? They were green, blue, splashing black. So they're still looking for forests, presumably. Hello? Yeah, they're missing green. Alright, Teachings is going to put a 1/1 counter on the token. We're then going to... Grafted Growth Forest, attack for 3. Go from there. Oh, they're going to make me exile my... Okay, sure. Ooh. We are only 1 black source away from casting that. Although sadly I milled a swamp, so... Let's see. I have, I believe, 2 blue-black... sorry, not 2 blue-black, but 2 black duels, and then another Grafted Growth and the Shrine Steward, right? Something like that. Yeah, Terrarium, because Terrarium doesn't work anymore. I think I'm just gonna shoot that down. I don't have very much pressure. Oh, there's the green. Okay. I was gonna say, I don't have very much pressure, so even if they miss green for like another turn or two, I don't have a way to capitalize on it, sadly. That is unfortunately one I cannot repel. I guess I'm gonna hold the land and pass. We know they have a long reach of night. Do these games have timers? They do. Got 10 minutes down on me. Alright. Attack for 1, scry, and play Behold. Then I'm going to repel the Behold. And draw something great. That's the plan. Do it. Hold. That's not a Behold. I guess they technically missed damage. Yes. Good ol' anemic beats. No plays. It's the time of the season, my friends. Okay, I think we're just gonna pass and probably lose to their Tawashi guide bot. A good enough plan as any, I suppose. I can return my cultivation and my bamboo grove archer, and then I guess the grove archer can kill the puzzle maker, maybe? That is really not how I want to use Season of Renewal, though. But I think that's good by them to just sit back and draw with the guide bot. Hey, they do have Behold. Alright. Might as well attack with both. Okay. Alright, do I want to renew them back, though? I think I do. I have to kill it. I have to kill the flyer eventually. I guess we do it main phase. And that way they can't draw with the guide bot for 3. They have to pay for the full 4 now. Not great, though. Tameo's completion. Alright, we don't really care about that. Preserver. Alright. Let's play out the Preserver. Let's pump up the 1/1 token. And we can attack in with 4 damage. Seems fine. Doesn't make sense to trade with that one. That one has no abilities. This one does, but whatever. I guess they're all 2/2s. Long Reach of Night. Alright, we'll just discard the cultivation now. This is our game plan. Black Source off the top would be nuts. I'm gonna go for Tameos on my Preserver. I guess I save keep, because we might... Oh, they didn't. I guess they're gonna... Ah, well, drawing with the guide bot's fine, too. It's probably better than locking down a 3/3. Oh, maybe not. The awkward thing about this is that with them locking down the 3/3, it would have been a good sacrifice to the Long Reach Knight, but currently the island doesn't do anything. If I draw exactly my Kami War, yes, it's going to be unfortunate, but the odds of drawing it are pretty low, right? And really, I just want to try to keep pressuring them while I can. Sure. Okay. Yeah, we're just losing to that guide bot. Hmm. Three, 4, 5, 9, 10, 11. We've seen 11 lands. 2 of them were milled, though. Alright, well, that works for that. Opponent's got less than 12 minutes remaining. They can get back Tamiyo's completion and like Sky Swimmer or something if they have Seasons Renewal, or you know. Oh, what a slog. I wonder if I should have cut a land on the draw. Now remember, I am running a bunch of mana sources in this deck. But the 2 grafted growths, I need to get to 3 mana to be able to cast them in the first place. And they did draw their Season. Sucks, but at least they don't get back their Behold. But yeah, they're gonna card advantage me out this game, it feels like. If I don't draw something quickly. That's right, I have a dragon in my deck. Okay. Notably, they did not play out their Puzzle Maker, which means they do have something in their hand to do here. Sure. Not surprising. Can't really play around them having that, sadly. That's a biggie. Alright, 1 card left in their hand. They should attack for 2 here. Yep. Okay. Tanuki does make it harder for them to attack with the Skyscraper, given that they're at 7, but still think it's probably right for them to do so. Ah, good beats. Okay. GG. Take 11. That would have actually been good a little while ago, but too late now. Alright, we'll go to game 3. Opponent had a lot of enchantment removal that game. And slash removal for enchantments. Might actually be worth it to bring in the discard effect. We had a lot of good draws, though. We just never found one. But maybe this the Sentinel and trying to grind them out is actually not the game plan. Yeah, I'm gonna bring down the Shaken. Bring down the Shaken. Bring in the Shakedown, is what I meant to say. We'll still run 17 lands. I mean, our curve is very high. We have so many top-end cards. We have 2 Oath, Tanuki, the Kamigawa, the Flyer. What else? A couple other things. This has been a very long match so far. What if there's a way, if there was a way for me to get more aggressive? So it seems like their deck is stronger than mine is. Okay. Turn 2 teachings again, we'll take it. We even have Season of Renewal in our hand too, so... Ah, damn it. That really sucks. Milling is random, though. Could have just as well milled 2 really good cards that we could get back, you know? So, just unfortunate. Okay. They have their Gloom Shrieker in their hand already or something. I'm gonna fade my teachings. That might even be a good play this turn if they don't have much else to do, because the teachings does exile cards from the graveyard, so if they let my teachings flip and attack, I get to exile their turtle when we know they have recursion. It might not be what they want to do, but it might be a good play. Ooh, if they're tanking, I bet you they have Disruption Protocol in their hand. Maybe not. Hey, another Oath. Let's go get one of our Grafteds. I'm gonna fade it now. Protect their graveyard. Yeah, they are. Love it. If they miss a land drop, I'd be very surprised if they didn't attack. They know I have Grafted Growth in my hand to pump up the Shrine Steward, so they're not even effectively blocking 3 that way. Yeah, they did miss a land drop. Ooh, that's a pretty spicy draw. Because I'm also going to have the wait. Oh, wait, it's not. Never mind. For some reason I thought that was one of those cards that cares about if the opponent has, or if you have an artifact and enchantment. Jeez. Look at that hand. I mean... I guess they're gonna have a counter no matter what here. And I'm just gonna take the Behold then. I don't love it, because if they draw a land, they can tap down my Shrine Steward, but... Ah. Disgusting. They might just Guidebot on their Puzzle Maker this turn. Ugh, their hand is just too much gasoline, though. Alright, good news is they're probably going to let me attack for at least 4 damage because they don't want to let me tap out for something. And then what I'm guessing is going to happen here is they're going to Tamiyo's my Shrine Steward after I pass the turn. Yep. That would have been a good spot to have safekeeping, because then I get to keep up the pressure and they can't just sit back on their counters like they're going to be able to. So now they just get to keep setting up while I do nothing and they get to hold open counter magic. I mean, if this Imperial Oath was an enchantment or just a regular creature card, I would run it out. Well, actually, do I? I guess, yes. The Tanuki, I'll run out into counter magic. Even though this is a good turn for them to do it, I need to kind of start taxing them, and I have the Season of Renewal anyways. Okay. They're not going to counter this. I mean... Hello? Three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, let's run out the oath. They let it resolve. And now they're gonna lose. Showing them the Kami War is more bait than any... I mean, I guess they could have -2 to all creatures. But now they're just dying on board because they're holding up protocol for my Kami War. And the best part about the Kami War is that it's an enchantment, right? Yeah, they're in really bad shape here. Damn, this one match has gone in forever. I don't know how much starting clock there is, but I'm at 20, they're at 4. Assume maybe if it's 25 minutes, we've used half an hour. Yikes. Alright, let's go for Fade. Hard for them to counter, but it's also hard for them to not counter. They needed to have countered my Imperial Oath. I mean, it was quote-unquote bait, but at the same time... At the same time... they're losing more to the 2/2s than they are the Kami War, you know? Okay. And we're drawing our Preserver next turn, so... any unblocked Samurai will be lethal. Yep. Do 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 do. Nail in the coffin. Okay, 2-0. Stark contrast between the first round and the second round there. But we are indeed 2-0 with the Kami War. So we are guaranteed 1,000 gems and 4 packs. If we win one more, we get 3,000 gems back. So I don't know what the cutoff point is, but depending on your average win rate, you can make a lot of gems playing best of 3. Looks like we lost the die roll here. And looks pretty good. Ooh, turn 1 Jenny. That is not good. Hmm. Let's get... I guess we want to get Swamp here. We have 2 black sources, and then the Shrine Steward can go grab Crafted Growth for a third. Sorry, a 4th black source for Invoke. Turn 1 Generous Visitor, a lot less scary when they don't do anything to follow it up. I will say that. I'm okay with that trade. I think I'm just gonna repel their Boseiju right now. And hope that we draw an untapped land so I can play the Shrine Steward next turn. Did not draw the untapped land, but they went 5 mana pass, so... Pretty happy with that play, I think. Yeah, let's go ahead and get a second white source here. It's gonna allow us to cast our dragon. Could also go and 1, 2, 3. Shrine's pretty tempting because if I grab Grafted Growth, we can invoke next turn. And given that they don't have anything but a Tanuki on the battlefield right now, this Invoke Despair might make them sack their Tanuki, which would be insane. So let's go for the value play. I don't really care if they kill my Shrine Steward for some reason. Or if they just play like another Tanuki here. Oh, that's fine. They can kill my Shrine Steward, I guess. They're gonna wish they had that for the Dawn Sky here in a moment. Alright, Grafted Growth. That gives us quad black. Make them sack their Fall of Lord Kanda. Make them sack their Tanuki. And I would like to draw a card. Not a bad deal. Oh, okay. Well, that's fine. I just get to draw an extra card then. So, and they had to use a removal spell as well, so that wasn't even the end of the world. One less removal spell for the Dawn Dragon to deal with. Although I am taking another 6 this turn. Whatever. Ow. Ow. Literally ow. Safekeeping makes me feel so safe. We're gonna double block here to not take any trample damage. Get them really good if they try to go for an intervention too. Oh, honey. Honey, no. Honey. Let's go ahead and put... Actually, no. They clearly don't have a second intervention they would have done in response. And we already have them on a 2-turn clock, so... Let's attack for 9. Save it for next turn. We're going to play the Sentinel, mill ourselves, and then we can tuck some of our own cards. got him. Green-white enchantments. They do have some powerful cards. I actually think I like bringing in the Debt to the Kami again. Oh, that's one of those... So, the last match, that was a great example of utilizing sideboard, right? Reckoner Shakedown, I hate this card. I would never play it in best of 1. But in best of 3 there, when our opponent had a better grindier deck than we did, more powerful cards, well, maybe not more powerful, but a ton of other powerful cards, the Shakedown there as a duress was huge, even though it's 3 mana. Yeah, let's go next. Hopefully we can grind the opponent out rather well. Sideboarding is one of my weaker parts of my game anyways. And especially since I play so much best of 1, I don't get to really own it that much, so it's nice to touch upon that every once in a while. That is a Snapkeep. 1 land, and we have double grafted growth available. You again. I really don't want to play the Terrarium turn 2. But it looks like we're gonna have to. I guess we still just grab planes in case they kill my grafted growth. Right, they're missing lands, but they've got a nice start. Let's go Shrine and pump it, and then next turn we can go Grafted Growth plus tap land. This is not good. They might pressure me a little bit too quickly before I can stabilize with bigger, better cards. Okay, that's good if they're not attacking with their visitor. That means they don't have anything then, currently. Which I am alright with. If they do have a removal spell, we're gonna have a bad day. Wow, what? Well, I guess that actually doesn't pump anything but their Naturalist as an attacker. Oh, well, they do have the pump spell, or the removal spell. Make them use it. Yep. Very obviously. Alright, so I go to 8. I can play Teachings plus Sentinel. If I just play this, I guess I'm not dead on board. Really wanted to play Oath that turn. Look at that draw, though. Wow. What a freaking draw. I'm dead if they see it. Doesn't take very much to see it here, sadly. Well, I guess I don't mind losing to their nut draw. The only thing that, well, I guess the only thing they could have done differently is not had a Blossoming Sands. They went turn 1 Visitor, turn 2 Tap land, so... But what a crazy, crazy draw that was. Looks like they saw the play. Alright, you get your 1 game. Let's, maybe we need to bring our ramp cards back in so we don't die as quickly. Yeah, what a freaking draw. I mean, I guess the Jukai, not the Naturalist, the trainee wasn't all that impressive, but everything else had a lot of synergy, huh? Naturalist, the Visitor, Tails, they had the Weaver of Harmony, the Bamboo gave an extra counter. Hmm. Good stuff. We need to have our Repel the Vials and whatnot. Sounds great. This is very good. Can we fade the turn 1 Visitor this time too? They've had it first 2 games, turn 1. Crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Let's see if we can ambush it. Yeah, suck on that. Now we just have 3 removal spells for enchantments. I'm feeling a little bit better about this game, though I don't have any big pressure. Oh, but now you don't have anything? You're supposed to do something. Sure. I think I'm just gonna fade that. And we'll just use our mana up, play out our blocker for a turn. Ay, mama. Ooh, we are 1 land away from casting that one. Their deck is pretty great. They have so many on-theme uncommons, and then they have the Weaver of Harmony too. Did it for the Nuki, huh? Swamp off the top would be pretty good. Green Shrine. Alright, I do think I need to make them stack their Boseiju right now. It's too greedy to play the Shrine and pump it and not Debt. Because remember, Debt is not guaranteed to get a good hit, but killing a Boseiju seems really nice. I don't really care if they kill my Shrine, it's not my important creature. Although I guess it's my only offense right now, but that's okay, I don't mind that. They could just be kind of flooded. Granted, I can't beat much of anything currently. We can cast the Kamigawa if I draw it. Blue, white, green, black, yeah, red. Yeah. What is this manual tap? 7 mana? They run the Colossus or something weird? What is going on here? Oh, Roaring Earth for 5. Okay. Sure. Come on, deck. Oh, boy. I need to find some action. Quickly. Yes! That is nuts. Make them sack their forest, I draw 2 cards, they lose 4 life. Beautiful. They can't flicker that forest either, or they can, but they lose it. It doesn't come back as a creature. Okay. Don't think it really matters what I grab. Yeah, I'm guessing they have Touch the Spirit Realm in their hand. Ooh, they have the Satsuki too. It's funny. Sure. Yeah, I guess I'm gonna go all in on this Preserver. Okay. Oh no, they're looking at their graveyard. That's never a good sign. They can get back Generous Visitor and Roaring Earth if they do Seasons. Roaring Earth looks pretty juicy here. Alright, 1 mana, protect my 6/6. So they can actually block with Satsuki and bounce their Fall of Lord Kanda. That's pretty interesting. I guess I'm gonna make them do it. Or they can draw a removal spell for my Preserver. I think makes sense. Okay. I'd rather not kill the Satsuki. If they're just gonna go +2/+2, if they have their own Preserver, I'd rather kill their trainee here. Oh. Wait, what? What on earth? I don't know what that was. They could have just accomplished the same thing by bouncing there. Or... Oh, sure. Wait. Okay, I see. That makes sense. Kind of. They wanted to bounce their Fall of Lord Kanda for me drawing something scarier later. But they also wanted to use Intervention to kill my Preserver, which they couldn't have done without also blocking with the trainee. Sure. Milled 2 really good ones. Oh, man. I still have the Season of Renewal somewhere in the deck, though. Right? So if we... yeah, we can return our Sentinel or something if we find that later. What a game. That's okay by me. That is not okay by me. Man. Ah, oh, come on, deck. Let's go. That's really bad. Hey. Fruit? Juicy fruit? Fall of Lord Kanda doesn't deal with the Kami War initially. They can kill it when it's a creature, though. Oh, are they gonna... oh, do they have the touch? Oh... yeah, man, they have way too many good cards in their hand. Unbelievable. So you might think that the opponent's flooding out as well, but remember, they cast double Boseiju. So, 4 of those lands that they have... Well, I guess they had to discard one of them. Yeah, it still seems bad for me. Yikes. Yeah, their deck's very good. It feels like each match got progressively harder, which I guess makes sense. Sure. Yeah, I mean, their hand was just stacked. Incredible. Oh, good beats. I mean, they just had like the nut draw game 1 or game 2 as well, which really killed us. My best draw is probably Imperial Oath into scrying our Season of Renewal on top. That grabs... Careful Cultivation. Which we can put on our Grove Archer, because they have the Ball of Lord Khanda for the Shrine. We still have 4 lands left in our deck. 4 out of 9 cards are land. Ugh. I'm not sure why they're letting me double block. They must have another trick in their hand besides those. Sure. Yeah, they've drawn it all. Man. GG's. Oh, that sucks. Opponent just drew super well the last 2 games. I mean, their deck was incredible, so not much to say there. Basically a block constructed green-white enchantment deck. Oh man, I really wanted to get there too, but a little bit too much land for us. It was a fun one, but we lost to the final boss. All right, well that was a good change of pace. A little bit of best of 3. That was a long video for only playing 3 matches, but you have to remember, it's effectively playing, you know, minimum 6 games, upwards of 9 games, so it's kind of just as long as a best of 1 draft. Good, interesting change of pace. I think we might just stick to ranked, but it's always good to get some real magic in there. And yeah, lost to some crazy deck in the final round, but we went to game 3. It was interesting, and we got to play with the Kamigawa, so good stuff. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you back tomorrow. Hit that like and subscribe. Peace out.